So let's wait for 1 minute, just 1 minute past 12. So we'll wait 1 minute. So good afternoon to you all. With the time, I think our members will join just past the noon, and I'm only welcome you all to the second webinar of the 2023 SLVA. And today we have a very good, timely needed topic for our profession from Mr. Amitha Amarasinghe, the co-founder CEO of Asia Pacific Institute of Digital Marketing, and he has vast experience, over 15 years experience in this sector, and one of the pioneering, and then one of our very close colleague as well. And without taking much time, thanking all of you for joining to today's webinar. And I am handing over the floor to Dr. Yushika Dharmasuri, one of our assistant secretaries in the ESCO, to moderate the session. Dr. Yushika, floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to everyone. We are here today with Mr. Amitha Amarasinghe, the co-founder CEO of Asia Pacific Institute of Digital Marketing. So we are organizing this webinar as a timely topic, as Dr. Dilan expressed. So I'm, without further ado, I'm going to brief you about Mr. Amitha's details. He's a digital marketing professional based in Colombo, Sri Lanka, with more than 18 years of experience in e-marketing, e-commerce, social media marketing, and performing marketing. He is the former head of Neo at Ogilvy, Sri Lanka, a digital agency he joined as the first employee and transformed to be the pioneer digital marketing innovations in Sri Lanka. Mr. Amitha plays an active role in disseminating digital marketing knowledge among young students of marketing in Sri Lanka as a visiting lecturer and a lead trainer. He holds a bachelor's degree in marketing from University of Sri Jayewardenepura and a Master of Business Administration from Postgraduate Institute of Management. He is also a member of Chartered Institute of Marketing, United Kingdom. Mr. Amitha, the floor is yours.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Yushika, Dr. Dilan, and everyone at SLVA for inviting me. And thanks for the introduction. Just one part missing, that I'm a cat person. So in the introduction, so I think that's important for today's discussion as well. Right. So I welcome all of you, and it's an interesting topic. Now I've been talking about social media, digital marketing, and social community management for so many years, but it's a privilege for me to actually speak to a bunch of people in your profession, veterinary profession. I've done similar sessions in the medical profession arena some time back. I've done a couple of trainings for Sri Lanka Health Promotion Bureau and the Mental Health Institute and few other institutions, but this is the first time that I'm working with you all. And yes, before I actually get into the presentation, yes, I have a story to share. You all know, like, I mean, I'm married to a vet, and then some time back, when she launched her vet clinic, and I remember I helped her setting up her website and social media presence and all that. And some of the stuff that I created back then for her clinic, Still, those things are available on the web, even though the clinic is no longer operational. Still, she's getting calls asking for help and all that. So that's an example, something that I learned myself, that how powerful digital and social media can be for your profession. So let me share my screen and get started. Okay. Right. I suppose you can see my presentation deck, right? You are seeing my presentation slides, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are seeing.
We can see, Ms. Amitha.
Perfect. Okay. Now I'm using one interaction tool. So if you are on a laptop device, you can pick up your mobile phone and maybe you can scan this QR code, or just go to menti.com on your browser and enter this code, right? So we'll do this. I'm also going to follow you. So just simply scan this QR code and you can open the link in the browser, or you can go to menti.com, menti.com, and you'll be asked to enter this code 22779688, and you'll be entered into a screen like this, right? So let me, yeah, you'll be entered to a screen similar to this, right? Now on this screen, you will see this question, what percentage of Sri Lankans have access to the internet? Now, according to your knowledge, your understanding, I mean, not knowledge, your understanding, how many people do you think we have in Sri Lanka accessing the internet? Not the how many, the percentage. Is it less than 10%? Is it 10 to 25%? Is it 25 to 50%, or is it more than 50%? You can do this on your mobile, scan the QR, or you can do this on your laptop as well. You can open a new tab and go to menti.com and enter this code and answer. Right, so 6 people have answered. 7, yes, keep the numbers coming in. So I'll give you like few more seconds, right? So let me see, we have 23 people in the meeting. So this is almost like 50% of the people responded. Fine, okay. Now, from the respondents, I can see you estimate more than 50% of people in Sri Lanka are having access to internet. Very good. So you are spot on. So let me reveal the numbers. So these are the numbers on Sri Lanka's digital adaptation. There are 14.5 million internet users in Sri Lanka, which is a percentage, as a percentage, 66% of Sri Lankans have access to internet. And mind you, majority of them, closer to about 80% of them, 80 to 85% of them, they access internet on a mobile device. Only about 20% of the total internet users, they can actually access internet through a desktop or a laptop device. Majority of them are accessing it on mobile devices, thanks to the growing popularity of mobile communications in Sri Lanka. And the number 7.2 million total active social media users, this is largely Facebook. But I mean, in reality, this number is much bigger than this, even though the statistics says it's 7.2 million social media users. Our estimation is closer to about 10 million users are accessing social media on a daily basis, sorry, on a monthly basis. Daily basis, it could be somewhere around like 4 to 5 million people. 4 to 5 million people on a daily basis, they access social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and so many other platforms. Moving on, some of the other statistics about Sri Lankan digital marketers. Now, this is a publication that we did very recently for this year. It's an annual publication our institute published in collaboration with the University of Kelaniya. Now, according to this, key media sources of receiving news updates. How do Sri Lankans get their news? The 2023 survey suggests us 86% of males in Sri Lanka, 81% of females in Sri Lanka, they use social media as their primary news source. It's bigger than TV. So this means today people look for social media as their primary news source over TV. Same way, how do they share updates? This is updates about their personal life, their education, politics, cricket, all sort of things. How do they share their updates with other people? Now look at WhatsApp. 90% of male, 95% of female audiences in Sri Lanka, they say they prefer WhatsApp as the most convenient way of sharing information with others, sharing updates with others. And then you have at number 2 is sharing on Facebook wall, writing on their own wall, that is status updates. Now, what does this mean? Now I'm going to take a stop here, right? And just to go a little deep and tell you why this is important for your profession, veterinary profession. Now, people take news and information largely from social media. The statistic shows this very clearly. People depend on social media to get their news and all the updates. At the same time, people use closed media, we call closed media platforms like WhatsApp, Viber, and Messenger, because you can't track what's happening on someone else's WhatsApp. It's end-to-end encrypted. Majority of people use that type of channels to share information. This is, well, I'd say from a marketer's perspective, a little too dangerous. We don't know, now as marketers, we don't know what exactly people are talking about our brands with their friends, because it happens on WhatsApp and Facebook messengers. Now, from my perspective, from marketing perspective, with the clients that I have worked, we have come to realize sometimes there are situations where there are negative communications being spread on WhatsApp and Viber and other platforms. The brand owners don't even know that it's happening because they can't track WhatsApp, Viber, everything is end-to-end encrypted. Nobody knows what's happening there. Now, this could be the case for your profession, your practice as well. I know I have a couple of interactive questions later on. I'll come to that. I think it would be great. Right. Okay. So it's best that everybody else is kept muted. Otherwise, there are background noises and all that. So I was saying that in your profession also, there may be certain communications going viral through WhatsApp, Viber, and all these other mediums. So you have to be very careful about that, or mindful about that. So I'll come to that towards the latter part of this presentation to talk about, mitigating social media crisis and all that. Moving on, the next slide. Now, this is what are the most popular methods of inquiring about products and services. We asked this question from Sri Lankan internet users about how they make decisions, purchasing decisions about products and services. Now, in your case, if you are running a veterinary clinic or a veterinary hospital, yes, in marketing context, it's a product, it's a service, right? And how do they get information? So they want to talk to you. How do they want to talk to you? 31% of female and 27% of male audiences in Sri Lanka, they say WhatsApp is the preferred method. And then 26% of female and 22% male audiences say request more details via FB Messenger. You see WhatsApp and Messenger again. These are all end-to-end personally encrypted messaging platforms. And the next coming is 15% both men and women calling the company to get more details. Your hotline matters. And then the other most important one is commenting on the company's social media post, right? So look at this: personal messaging through WhatsApp and Messenger, calling the company, and commenting on your wall. These are the three main methods how would a potential client come into contact with you. So usually in marketing jargon, we call these as touch points. A touch point is a place on the internet or any other means where a potential or an existing customer can come into contact with the brand or the business. Now, in your context also, I'd recommend these are going to be the three most important touch points in your profession as well. WhatsApp, Viber, the personal messaging, calling, the hotline number, and then your Facebook wall. So these are the places where your potential and existing clients will get in touch with you the most. So we are going to talk about that in detail. All right. Again, I would want you to go to the slide. Let me show it. Yeah. So if you go to Mentimeter, the same place, you can answer this question: what describe you the best? I own a clinic or a hospital. I work for a private vet clinic. I'm a government vet only. I'm not a vet. It's complicated. Whichever you can. So let me, for the benefit of others, so let me show the QR code again. So this is the QR code. You can scan the QR code or go to menti.com and enter this code and submit your answers. What describes you the best, right? You can quickly scan the QR code and keep that browser open, or you can go to menti.com and enter 22779688 and answer. So let's see where we are. 9 people responded. Okay, I work for a vet clinic, 4 people. I own a vet clinic, 3 people. It's complicated, 2 people. So I'm not going to ask what you are doing in the industry. Right. Okay. So 9 people responded. So I'm taking this as a sample of the entire audience of 30 odd people we have. Right. So it looks like majority of you are either owning a clinic or working for a clinic. Okay. It's almost equal. Right. Now, whether you own a clinic or whether you work for a clinic, whether you are practicing privately, so these are going to be the 3 most important properties for your vet practice. First, Google business profile, Facebook business page, and WhatsApp for business, right? Now, there is a difference between the normal WhatsApp we use and WhatsApp for business. I'll come to that in a minute or in later. So these are the 3 things that I'm going to focus talking today, because if we start talking about social media, it's a huge, ocean of various different platforms and all that. We'll need hours and hours to talk about that. So I'm going to focus solely on your Google business profile, your Facebook business page, and WhatsApp for business, how to use that. Right. Next, I have, okay. Now, a Google business profile, this used to call as Google My Business Places. Now they have actually merged this with Google Maps. Earlier, they used to have a separate app for Google My Business Places. What Google has done was they have killed that app. Now they have actually merged it with Google Maps. Now, if you create a Google business profile for your vet practice, your clinic or hospital, when someone searches for keywords like pet clinics in Malabe or pet clinics in Nugegoda, pet clinics vet clinics near me. When people search for these type of keywords on Google, your property, your practice, your clinic will appear on Google Maps results like this. Now, if you ask me, are people searching like this, right? Now, I haven't come prepared with that, but there are tools like what we call as the Google Keyword Planner tool, which is a tool which usually the search engine marketers are using. We can check exactly how many people in Sri Lanka are searching for keywords like this. I can easily tell you it's going to be more than 1,000 people every month. More than 1,000 people every month search for keywords like this. Why I'm saying that is, I told you that we used to have a vet clinic back then, and I remember, like, we used to get a lot of inquiries from people who were Googling for vet clinics. Sometimes some people are Googling from Australia. So they are living in Australia, their parents are in Sri Lanka, and they have a dog with their parents, and the parents' dog is sick, and the son or the daughter who is in Melbourne wants to find a vet in Nugegoda, vet in Malabe. So from Melbourne, they are searching for veterinary clinics in Malabe, veterinary clinics in Nugegoda, and they find the number or find the location. From Australia, they might call you or WhatsApp you and arrange their parents' dog to your clinic. So this happens, right? So this happens when someone searches for keywords like that. This you need to be present there. Now, there are two things that you can do to be present when people search like this. The two things, you can have your own website and search engine optimize it, right? That's what we used to do some time back. But now the easier option is create a Google business profile. Even without a website, you can just appear like this. You don't even have your own website. You don't have to have your own website. Simply by creating a business profile like this, you will appear on search results like this. Now here you see Super Pet Care Animal Clinic, Pet Zone Animal Hospital, Wetline Animal Clinic. All these three clinics are appearing here right on top when someone is searching for pet clinics in Malabe. And I'll come to these reviews and all in a minute. But before that, let me open another question. Right. This time I'm asking, sorry. Yeah, does your vet practice have a Google business profile? Yes or no? I'm not sure is also an option. Anyone who is wondering where the QR they have Google business profiles, and the ones who said that you have a profile, tell me, do you have access to your Google business page? That is basically, do you have access to manage it as an admin of the page? Because sometimes what happens is, for a lot of the local businesses like yours, when I say local business, what we mean as a local business is a business which caters a certain locality like Nugegoda or Malabe or whatever. So a lot of the local businesses in Sri Lanka, the Google business page is created by a customer. Are you following me? Right? So this can happen to most of your vet clinics as well. A customer comes to your location, they are happy about your service, so they are not happy about your service, and they want to leave a review on Google, and they go and search and they don't see your clinic appearing. So what they do is they will create the location and leave the response. So then other customers will come and gradually start adding reviews and all that. Now, ultimately what happens is a lot of customers are using your profile, your Google business page, but you don't have access to the page. Now, interesting story, not related to your category, your industry. I met a person in Miris in one of the ICTA training programs we conducted for small business owners in Southern Province. I met a lady who is running a restaurant, a crab restaurant in Miris, and we did a training session for these small business owners in Southern Province. And in one of the breaks, this lady comes to us and tell, okay, so we have a restaurant in Miris. We serve various different crab menus and all that. And foreigners come to our, tourists come to our restaurant and they say us, we are the #2 highest rated restaurant in Miris. And I don't know how they know that, right? Now, we looked at what's going on. So what has happened was one of the foreigners who came to her restaurant, who had dined at her restaurant, created a profile on TripAdvisor and started posting a review. And a lot of the other guests who comes there started adding reviews, and TripAdvisor now rate her restaurant as the #2 most popular restaurant in Miris, but the owner doesn't even know how to access the profile. Now, if you have access to the profile, you can do wonders, because you can get a lot of statistics about your own business, some things that you don't know. For example, how many of you know what are the busiest hours of your clinic? You can say it in a hunch. Okay, by hunch you can say, oh, okay, it's somewhere between like 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. But 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. when? Or is it on all 5 days of the week, all 7 days of the week, or 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. during weekends, 6 p.m. to, is there a difference between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Mondays versus 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Thursdays? So all this information can be accessed if you have direct access to your Google My Business page. Right, so now let me do a quick live demo. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen and we'll come to a different screen. So let me, right. Right. So to access your Google business profile page, all you have to do is you can go to Google and just search for it. So let me show you Google business profile. Just search for that and you will get the top results, Google business profile. If you click on that, you have to be logged into your Google account to access it. Otherwise, you'll be asked to sign in. Now, let me sign in. So once I come here, let me sign in and it will sign me in to my Google Business Profile Manager account. Now, here you see, now I have access to several businesses. Now, I will show you my institute's profile, Asia Pacific Institute of Digital Marketing. Now, if I click on this, this is the latest interface that they are using. What they have done was they have integrated it with Google Maps. Now, when you click on your profile, it will land you on Google search page, search results page, with all this information. Now, from here, you can edit your profile when you have admin access. You can change all the about your business and all that. More importantly, look at the hours. Now, for your practice, you can set when you are usually open at. Now, these are very important information. I'll come to that towards the latter part, like, you know, managing clients on social media. It's another topic that I'm going to discuss today. when managing clients on social media, this is one of the very basic hygiene factors that you have to have right. Have your opening hours accurately represented on your Google business page? The reason is, if you have inaccurate opening hours, a client turns up at your clinic, it shows as open on Google, but you are actually closed. Leads to dissatisfaction. Make sure that your opening hours are accurately updated on your Google business profile and contact details. Make sure you have the correct phone numbers here. Now, for example, yesterday, I called a business for some other matter. I actually wanted to get some information about a product. I Googled for it and I found their Google My Business page. There was a mobile number which I called, a mobile number mentioned, which I called, and some lady answered the phone and said, "Anissa තරහ නැතුව office එකේ number එකට ගන්නවද?" So what has happened was maybe her or someone else has put her personal mobile number on the Google My Business profile when creating that, right? So this is a PLC company I'm talking about, public limited liability company, listed in stock exchange, but still on Google My Business profile, they are showcasing a mobile number of an employee, which shouldn't be the case. So you have to have your information accurately represented here. And of course, the location, you can pinpoint where the location. So this is where you edit all your things. And then you can read your reviews here. So all the reviews can be accessed from here. So everything that your customers are saying about you, you can have it here, right? Now, one thing that you can do is like, okay, now since most of your customers or your clients are walk-in clients, so you can't, it's difficult for you to request for reviews now, because we have kind of like an online CRM. We have a mechanism to request for reviews. Every time a student completes a program, there is a mechanism for us to send a request for reviews. So through that, we are actually accumulating reviews. But think about creative ways how you can request for reviews, because so okay, let me simplify it this way, right? Okay, forget about everything I said up to this point. Okay, let me simplify it this way. Every unhappy customer, right? Every unhappy client will want to write a review about your business, about your clinic. And that review will be a negative one. Every unhappy person will want to write a review, which will be a negative review. But not every happy customer, not every happy client will want to write a review, because they are happy. They don't want to write a review about it. So that's why, as the business owners, we have to encourage them to write a review. Maybe you can have some, posters in your clinic asking them to leave a review. You can have a QR code to leave a review, Google review. They scan the QR code that directs to this link where they can write a review, they can leave a review, right? So likewise, try to get reviews from your happy customers, happy clients. Don't force them or don't incentivize them for writing review, but it has to be, a mutual this thing. Now, in our case, what we do is the moment someone finishes a course, there is an email going out. I don't personally send that, but it's personally signed by me. There is a mechanism for us to send the email through our CRM, and they see it like a personalized email coming from me, the CEO of the company, assuring whether they have got the maximum out of the program, and if they are happy to write a review. That's how we have actually got all these reviews from our past students, right? And then the other thing is, you have to now, something that we are also not doing, but I'm recommending you to do that, reply to these comments, right? Let me see, so there are a few ones we have actually replied. Yeah, I can't find that, but ideally you have to reply to these reviews. So as the business owner, you can go and respond to these reviews as a business owner, right? So that's something that you have to do. Right, now let me go back. So I was talking about reviews, and then messages. I'm going to leave that because messages I'm recommending to use WhatsApp, not Google Messages. You can add photos. Your customers are adding photos. You can add your own photos time to time. And now this is important. Now this is what you have to check: the performance of your business on Google, right? Time to time you can check this and get an idea about how people are interacting with your business. For example, there are 2,249 interactions for our business over last 30 days, and people viewed your business 31,000 people, 16,000 searchers, and this is how they discover us. These are the keywords people are searching for: the business name. And more importantly, see, people are searching for digital marketing courses in Sri Lanka and finding us, not our competitors. So which is how we are actually bringing these customers there. Likewise, so you can look at what are the keywords people are using to find your business. So make sure that you are optimized there. And another thing that you can check is, how many people called you. Now, for 524 people called us through Google. They find us on Google and then they call us. So we have an idea about how many people actually got to our business. So these are the website clinics. How many people ask for directions? Now that's also something that you can actually understand, like how many people ask for direction on Google Maps to come to your business. 430 people to our business according to this. And you can set up bookings. Now we don't have bookings here, but for your business you can set up bookings through Google Maps. So all you have to do is just click on bookings, and from here you can add a booking link. You may have to use a third-party booking service to do that. You can have a Google Calendar simply added there. And let me show you the time. Okay, when you are busy. 1 second. Overview. Right. So let me search for. Right, vet clinics near me, and these are the results that I get. Now let me try. Okay, there's this veterinary hospital. Yes, so when I go there, so I can see the popular times. Now today is Wednesday, so these are the popular times, how busy this location is throughout the week. So on Mondays, when do people come most? See, Monday 9 AM, it's less busy, right? And Tuesdays, it's slightly busier than Monday. Wednesday, busier than Monday and Tuesday, right? Thursday, again coming down. Friday coming down. Saturday, busier. Sunday, there seems to be closed on Sunday, right? Now you see, according to this, so your busiest day seems to be Tuesday and Wednesday for this particular place. Now let's see how Dr. Yushika is performing in terms of the hours. Yes. So on Mondays, this is your pattern. And Tuesdays, this is your pattern. And Wednesdays, likewise, you can see when people are busy. So based on this, you can arrange, you know that like these are the busiest hours of my clinic. So you can arrange your availability according to that. Right. Now, let me transition back to my slide deck again. One second. Right. So I was talking about Google My Business. So we can go for a Q&A later, but for the interest of time, I'm going to move to the next. Next, I'm going to talk about Facebook pages best practices. Now, I checked, I searched for some of the keywords on Facebook, like vet clinics in Sri Lanka, vet clinics in Colombo, and all that. I realized that you all are doing relatively better than some of the other businesses, local businesses in Sri Lanka, local business owners in Sri Lanka, because in some of the other categories, we regularly see this problem of people creating profiles for their business, right? So in most cases, I see that in your case, most of the vet clinics, you have done the right thing. You are creating a page, not a profile. Now, there is a difference between a Facebook page and a profile. A Facebook profile is for a person like you and me. Only a real living individual can have a profile on Facebook. You are not supposed to create a page for a non-existing character, for a pet or a business. You can't create a profile. For those things, you have to create what we call as a Facebook page, right? Now, if you are running your business through a profile, it's high time for you to actually go out and create a page instead. And then once you create the page, make sure that you are completing your information, about information, the opening hours, everything can be actually updated on your profile. So go through all the about information, make sure the contact details are accurately included. The opening hours, you can set the opening hours there as well, and have everything perfectly. And then quality of content. This is where most of the vet clinics that I checked is lagging behind. I see sometimes you are sharing, like, you know, content which are substandard in terms of the image quality, right? Make sure whatever you are sharing on your Facebook page are of high quality. If it is an image, make sure it's a high quality image. If it's a caption, make sure that it's well written, well composed, right? And you can use tools like, let me put it in the chat. You can just Google for this, Quillbot. I'm putting it on the Zoom chat, and Grammarly, and the latest phenomenon is Chat GPT, right? So you can just Google for these and take, I mean, these are all writing solutions. Now, for example, when you're writing content for your page, captions for your page, instead of, you know, just typing it the way you want to compose, make sure you properly compose it using a tool like Quillbot. Quillbot is it's a paraphrasing tool. Now, so let's admit we are not like professional content writers, right? Now, if we are not professional content writers, so, but we have ideas to share. What we do is we go to Quillbot, we just type whatever comes to our mind, whatever we want to communicate to our customers, we just type it in. And Quillbot will paraphrase it and write it in a proper professional language. And then you put it back onto Grammarly and check grammar and spelling once again and put it on your page. But if you use a much more advanced tool like Chat GPT, you can do wonders in creating. All you have to do is You just go to ChatGPT, create a free account and tell that, okay, I run a vet clinic in such and such locations, and you give all your information about yourself, and then give the command, write me 5 Facebook captions for my vet clinic. That's it. It will generate you 5 captions using AI, and you can use that on your Facebook page. So use these tools to create good quality content. And the fourth factor is your social media brand voice. It's a technical term. I'm sorry for using some marketing jargon here. Social media brand voice, it's an exercise we usually do for brands. Before we post anything on social media, we plan very well to give that brand a human identity. So we ask the question, if my brand is a real human being, how would it talk? What type of language it will use? What type of words it will use on social media? What would be the general, the character of the person? So you have to define it very well. So I don't advise you to do that much of an advanced social media brand voice exercise, but at least have some sort of an idea in your mind that you have to maintain a uniform identity or uniform tonality of the content that you post on your Facebook page for the hospital or the clinic. Now, few things here. Listen very carefully. Now, few things on your practices Facebook page. Never post in first person language, that is I, right? It has to be always we. You are representing the business. Now when you learn business management and accountancy in particular, when you learn accounting, there's this accounting principle called the business unit principle. So that means a business is completely independent entity from its owner or the owners, right? I am me, my business has its own self. So usually we take this business unit concept in accounting, not only in accounting and everything else, right? So you have to understand that part as well. So you are someone. You are an individual, you are a person, say Dr. Yushika, right? You are an individual, a person. So Dr. Sugat, you are an individual, but the clinic you run is completely independent from you, right? Dr. Sugat's vet practice hospital is completely independent legal entity, legal person from the person Dr. Sugat. Now, this is something that you need to keep in mind when you are creating content on social media. So your personality and your likes and dislikes should not be reflected on your business. The business need to maintain a different personality. It has to be independent from the owner. So that's how you build a brand usually, right? So these are some little things you may have to actually think about. And then you can use chat automation on Facebook Messenger. You can automate your chat to a certain extent. Like, for example, you can set up automated messages time to time. So let me do a quick live demo of this as well, so that you will get some idea about how to do this. Let me open a dummy Facebook page that I manage. Right. Okay, so imagine that this is your Facebook page for the vet practice. So I'm going to switch to admin mode. Right now, I'm using this as Amitha Amarasinghe. I'm going to use it as the page. Right. So now I'm using this as the page. Now let me show you how you can actually do this chat automation and all. Now first thing is you have to complete your about information. I told you that. So don't leave anything blank. Now this is not a page which is currently in use, but you need to add all this information: service area, where you are servicing, your email address, your location, your website, and other social links and everything. You can actually, whatever the information that you can add here, you can add to this here itself. And then let me go to one second. Let me. Right. So from here, you can click edit action button and you can add a messaging button here. Right. So immediately you can add a send WhatsApp message button here and save this. So once you do that, you will have to add your WhatsApp account here. I'm not going to do that. So you'll verify your WhatsApp account and then you can add that. So the moment you do that, so you will see a button here where people can directly WhatsApp you from your Facebook page. Now, I'm always recommending you to add a WhatsApp messaging button. The reason is, and that also a WhatsApp for business account, which I will explain in detail in a few minutes. The reason is, you saw the statistics, right? Majority of the people in Sri Lanka, they use WhatsApp for messaging. There are people who are using Messenger, but people prefer WhatsApp. So then even for you, it's much more easier to have everything in WhatsApp, right? When a client messages, you get it in the WhatsApp message inbox, right? Right. Okay. So what else I was planning to share here? No, nothing much. The other area is actually insights. You can check the insights of your page. Now you don't have much of insights here. You can because this page is not functional at the moment, but so you can see like your post reach. Sorry. Yes. So from where your people are coming from and their age, gender. So likewise, since this page is a very small page, you don't see much of information, but for a page with a sizable audience, you'll be able to gain a lot more insights about how people are interacting with your page. Right. So let me transition back to my PowerPoint deck again. And right. Question: who manages your Facebook page at the moment? So if you want the QR code again, you can go to the latest slide on Menti and you'll be able to answer this. We'll see something like this on your mobile screen. Who manages your Facebook page at the moment? Is it myself, a family member, an employee? external freelancer, agency. So let's see. Okay. 6 people responded, myself, family member, an employee, external freelancer. 7 people responded. How many people do we have in the session? We have 30 odd people. Right. Okay. It looks like most of the time you are managing your own Facebook profile, which is fine. I mean, it's perfectly fine. But if you want to scale this, if you want to scale this, you may want to hire a freelancer. Maybe you can find a school leaver freelancer who would want to actually manage these things. You may not need an agency to do this, a digital marketing agency or something, unless you are a sizable business where you can actually invest in hiring an agency for this job. But this need focus. That's why I'm recommending maybe you can delegate this to an employee, or you can hire an external freelancer, because if you do that, you can scale this better than what we are currently doing, because you have to focus on your core competency. Your core competency is treating animals, right? Now, while treating animals, if you try to manage your Facebook page also, which is not one of your core competencies, you are going to lose focus on one of the 2 things. So therefore, it's best always to delegate it to someone else, ideally an internal employee or a freelancer. So that's one suggestion that I can do. Right. Moving on. WhatsApp for business. I talked a lot about WhatsApp for business. Now, you have to have a complete profile information on WhatsApp for business. I'm going to do a live demo now, and you can use list feature on WhatsApp for business, and you can do certain level of chat automation using WhatsApp for business. On Menti, which WhatsApp version is used? Which WhatsApp version you use for the clinic? There are 3 options: WhatsApp for personal, the normal WhatsApp as we know it, or WhatsApp for business, or you don't really know which version you know. So just respond to it. So let me get an idea about where we are. Right, only 5 people responded. Please, others also respond so that I know. 3 of you say I don't know which version we are using. 1 person says WhatsApp personal. 2 people now WhatsApp for business. Right, a lot of you seems to not know which version you are using. Now, in fact, WhatsApp, they have 2 different apps. One, WhatsApp as we all know it, the WhatsApp app, and then there is another app called WhatsApp for business app. So let me show you this on my mobile screen. So I'm going to bring my mobile screen to the screen share. Right, can you see my mobile screen? Can someone just give me a yes in the chat or something?
We can see.
Right, great. Okay, so now you see there are 2 apps here. One, WhatsApp, the normal WhatsApp icon you see, and the other one is WA business, that is WhatsApp business. You see, it's a similar icon, but it comes with a B in the icon. Right now, I'm going to open WhatsApp for business. Now, when I open WhatsApp for business, so you see, it's almost similar to what you see on your normal WhatsApp, right? Now,
excuse me, will you be able to enlarge the screen of the phone if you can?
Sorry, I didn't get it clearly. Sorry.
No, will you be able to make the screen of the phone a little bit enlarged?
Let me check.
Right.
Let me check.
Okay, that's okay.
Because it takes the, okay, let me check. Yes, I think it's much better right now.
That's great. That's great. Yes.
Okay. So, right. So basically now on WhatsApp for Business, I see a blink somewhere. Okay, on WhatsApp for Business, the difference between personal WhatsApp and WhatsApp for Business is there are plenty of advanced tools which was just created for business owners, local business owners. So let me show you some of those features. So if I click on these 3 dots and it opens up this additional menu, so you can straight away create an advertisement to promote your business on Facebook and Instagram through WhatsApp. You can straight away create a advertisement. So let me just show you. So you can write something here. So if I click on get started, so I can create an ad here. I can simply add a description here. So you add a description and it will show you how your ad will appear on Facebook and how it will appear on Instagram. And in one click, this ad will get people to message you on WhatsApp. If I click next, it will ask me to log into my Facebook and to create this continuation of this this ad. Now currently I'm not logged into my Facebook on my mobile app, therefore I'm going to close this and go back. So you can try this out, right? So advertising is one thing, and then look at the business tools which is available. First, you can have a complete business profile on your WhatsApp for Business. You can have a cover photo of your business, your profile picture, and you can have a category defined, right? And you can have a description. You can have a description here about your clinic, where it is located and all that, and your business address. You can add your business address here, and more importantly, the opening hours. Just like for Google Business Pay, here also have your opening hours edited. So you can edit it. So whenever you are open, you can actually have it here, right? And your email address, you can add your email address, your website if that is there. So any products which is being sold, you can add products also here. So all this information you can add it under your business profile, and you can have a greeting message. Now I have disabled it for this, but if I enable it, you can edit this message. Now the default message is, thank you for contacting SQR Global Private Limited. Please let us know how we can help. You can customize this message. You can even put this in Sinhala language if you want, because this works in Unicodes. You can have a message every time when someone try to reach out to your business through WhatsApp, they will be greeted with this custom message. So I'm going to disable it again, greeting message. And away message, when you are closed, when you are away, you can enable a message like this. Thank you for your message. We are unavailable right now, but we'll respond as soon as possible. You can edit this message, so that will be automatically replied to people when they are trying to reach out to you when you are away. And so you can control the recipients, everyone not in the address book, everyone except these people, only send to these people. Likewise, you can have it there, away message. And quick replies. Now this is also very important. Now you know very well what are the most frequent questions people ask, right? So what's the price of this particular vaccination? how often I have to vaccinate my pet for certain diseases. So these are some of the frequently asked questions. So basically you can have everything added here as quick replies and save it here. So when someone asks that, you can only just click on that saved reply and you can message it from there. So these are frequently asked questions which you can actually have as quick replies. So those are business tools. And another feature on WhatsApp for Business that you can use is two features. I'm going to talk about just two more features and move on with the rest of the presentation. One is your broadcast list. Now, broadcast list is a feature which is available for WhatsApp for Business, which is similar to groups, but slightly different. Now, if you try to create a group for your regular clients, what will happen is each of your clients will be able to see other people's contact information, right? Now, imagine that you create a WhatsApp group and you add, let's say, 500 clients to that group. And those 500 people will be able to see the contact details of other people, which is a privacy concern and can be a business concern as well, right? So they will actually start talking to each other and, start sharing unnecessary content, ideas about your business, about your clinic. So therefore, it's best to maintain a list of your customers instead of a group. So here, now it says only contacts with the number in their address book will receive your broadcast message. So what you do is, so you create a broadcast list of your clients, and you have to ask the clients to save your number on their phone. If they don't save your number on their phone, they will not get your messages when you are sending any messages to your broadcast list. Now, so I can add people from my contact list and create a broadcast list. So let me see. I had a broadcast list created. Yeah, now this one, digital jobs. Now this is a broadcast list that I have created some time back. I don't have many people here. I think I have about 18 people in this list, 10 recipients in this list, right? Now what happens is, if I send a message here, now you can see there's a message I have posted on about nearly 1 year ago. Urgent vacancy for a digital media manager, strategist at an agency, work from home, requires 3 years experience, package 125, please respond if interested. Now I put it as sent in a broadcast list so that the recipients know that this is not a personal message coming from me to them. This including when I do this, when I send this broadcast message, they will see it on their inbox as a message coming from me or this business. They won't see all the other people's in the broadcast list. Now this is a good tool for you to have to regularly send updates to your clients about a disease. Maybe, I mean, these are good client engagement tools. Now, if a certain flu is spreading among cats, for example, you can send a message to your clients list through a broadcast list. Be cautious, take care of your pet these days because such and such virus is spreading, which will be appreciated by your clients. It's kind of like a personalized message to them, but you are sending it through a broadcast. You don't have to message each and every client individually. You just send it once. Everybody in your broadcast list will get that on their WhatsApp. The next feature is linked devices. Now you can link a device to access WhatsApp for Business from a desktop device. You can link up to 4 devices now. Now with personal WhatsApp, you can link only 1 device at a time. If you add another device, the first one will get disconnected. But with WhatsApp for Business, you can add this account to link this account to 4 different devices, including mobile phones and desktop. This means if you have like 4 people working in your clinic, all 4 people can access the same WhatsApp for business account rather than 4 of them having 4 different WhatsApp groups. So then you just have one WhatsApp for business account. All 4 doctors are accessing the same WhatsApp for business account, which represents the business or the clinic, right? So these are the additional features that you have if you want to scale your operation through WhatsApp. Right. Okay, let me go back to my PowerPoints. Okay, I did the live demo. Now I'm coming to some of the soft factors about social media. Now, up to this point, I only talked about the hard technical competencies, how to create a WhatsApp for business account and how to set up a Google my business place. Now I'm coming to some of the soft skills of social media marketing. Now, social media is such a powerful tool or a platform which social media can make or break your brand, your business, your credibility. Because now, back in the day, if a customer is not happy about your service, if a client is not happy about your service, there were very little thing they can do about it. Like this kid who went to a painless dentist and got to know that it's a lie, he comes and writes in on the dentist wall that he's a liar, right? So this is how you gave bad reviews before social media. But today, it's not going to be the case. Any unhappy customer can easily go out and ignite a social media crisis for your brand, so your clinic, your practice. So therefore, you have to be really careful when managing them. Now, let me start with this. Now, you're handling your clients on social media. It's a very delicate thing that you need to do. Now, this author, Seth Godin, is a renowned marketing author, one of my favorites, and he writes this book called Every Marketer is a Liar, right? In this book, he says, now, what we say in our marketing is actually not what it intends, it's not the literal meaning of what we say. What marketers are doing is marketers, cascade, go back into the deep psychological motivations of customers and create content and messaging to address to that, not what you see on the surface. Now, you have to think as a marketer now. Yes, you are a vet practitioner, but you are owning a small business. Now you have to think as a marketer. Now, how to manage your customers or clients. Now Seth says, if you think cat food is for cats, how come it doesn't come in mouse flavor? What he essentially says is, cat food is not for cats. Cat foods is for cat owners. So let me play a small video here, so you'll get a better idea what I'm trying to say here. Let me first transition to this. Right now, okay. Now this is a very old TV commercial from Whiskas. So let me play the video first.
Introducing Whiskas Vitabites, crunchy on the outside and deliciously meaty inside.
New Whiskas Vitabites. There's nothing cats would rather eat.
Now, this is the thing. Now, this is the thing. Now the ad says crunchy on the outside and deliciously meaty in the inside. Now, how do cats know that this is actually crunchy on the outside and deliciously meaty in the inside? Can they see this ad and hear these things and call their owner and say, I want this brand, I want this product, because they say it's crunchy on the outside and deliciously meaty in the inside? No, cats won't know that. Cats can't sense that. They can't understand this ad. Now, who tested this? Who like, I mean, okay, now if this is about a chocolate for our kids, or if this is about a cereal for our kids will eat it and they will tell us this doesn't taste like what it says on the package, right? Now, okay, we give a chocolate flavor cereal to our child and they will eat it and tell us, Mom, Dad, this doesn't taste like chocolate. Now here it says crunchy on the outside and deliciously meaty in the inside. How do cats know this? And if cats can't know this, why are they saying this in the ad? Now this is the point that you need to understand when you are managing clients. Now your profession and pet food industry also, pet food industry and veterinary services profession, one fundamental thing that you need to understand is you are not only treating the animals, you are treating your owners as well, right? You need to think that I'm not only treating the pet, I'm treating the owner as well, because end of the day, it's the owner who is going to make whatever the decision about whatever the thing. Cat can't say anything. The dog can't. The dog doesn't have a say about which doctor to visit next time. Now our kids will do that. Now you take the kids to a dentist, and if the kid hates the dentist, the next day the kid will tell, Amma, I can't go to that doctor again. But can a cat say that? Can a dog say that? They can't, right? So in that case, the ultimate decision is with the owner. So yes, you are treating the illness of the animal, but you have to treat the psychology of the owner. You have to do that. That's one of the biggest soft skills every vet practitioner need to have. And this is a known thing in the pet food industry. Pet food industry targets only the client or the owner, not the pet, right? They don't really care about whether the pet likes it or not. They are packaging the I mean, look at one of the packages for Whiskas or Pedigree. Look at the descriptions. Can dogs read it? Can cats read it? No, but still they are spending millions to write those perfect copies targeting their owners. So learn from this, learn from the pet food industry, so that you can actually have a better decision. So let me quickly transition back to my other slide deck in 1 second. Right. Okay, I was here and we saw this and we discussed this. Right. So basically, so these are the things that you need to keep in mind. Always allow your clients to ask as many questions while they are in your clinic. Let them talk, because the pet can't talk. Let the client talk, ask whatever the questions, because now, okay, let me give you an example, right? Now I once had a problem with my car, a mechanical problem, a technical problem, fault with my car. and I took it to one of the service stations, repair stations in Kitulwatta Road. I took it there, and there was this service supervisor who is a well-experienced guy in that company, a well-known guy in the company, who comes and checks my car. He opens the bonnets, checks things, and do certain tests. And I ask questions from this guy. He keeps a complete poker face. So that's it. He answers me just one or two things, right? Now, I hated him, right? I hated him. And for another accident repair or something, I took my car to a different place in Rajagiriya. So there I got a service supervisor. He is so talkative. He explains me everything he explains in my car. So he explains, okay, sir, මේකේ මෙතන මේ පොඩි මේ එකක් තියෙනවා, මේක නම් අපිට ආපහු දාලා මේ alignment හදලා ගන්න වෙනවා, මේක නම් insurance එකෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. So likewise, he explains everything which he examines, and he talks about where to get spare parts and all that. He supports me, make calls while I'm there to spare parts cutter, and ask like, okay, do you have this part for this car? Now I'm so delighted about the service level of this guy, because he's not only treating my car, which can't speak, he's treating me. He is servicing me, not only the car. Now, same thing applies for vet practitioners. So let your client ask as much as questions as possible. Always give them detailed explanations of the conditions of their pet and the treatment you are giving. Maybe not too scientific jargon, but things that they can easily understand. And more importantly, stay calm if the client is difficult, right? You get difficult clients in every business now, right? Don't tell me. I have been working in the advertising industry for 10 years with clients, and I know how painful clients can be, right? But the best client servicing people in advertising industry I know, they will have a face, with a smiling face every time when they talk to a client. Doesn't matter how painful the client is, right? So you have to stay calm. Even if the client is difficult, you have to stay calm and maintain your emotional intelligence. Don't get triggered if the client is becoming too aggressive or whatever. You maintain your emotional intelligence. Don't get too emotional. So have it, because the thing is, the natural human tendency, as human beings, our natural tendency is to react. If someone is, you know, I won't use the word, right? AH, right? If someone is a AH, right? Now, natural human tendency is for us to react, right? So that's how we react. But when we are in the service business, we have to stay calm. We have to maintain our emotional intelligence, because in the age of social media, you will never know what that person will do next. If you hurt that person's ego, if you damage that client's ego, the same person might go out and put a bad review about your business, about your clinic on social media. I might take too much of time. Let me quickly go through the next few slides. Right. Some other pointers. Never leave your social profiles unattended. If you have social profiles for your vet practice, make sure you are managing them. Don't leave it abandoned. If possible, hire a trained person to handle your social media, as I mentioned earlier. And if you are managing it on your own, dedicate at least an hour a day to respond to comments and reviews. Don't leave it blank. And direct all messages to WhatsApp, as I mentioned earlier. So you don't have to worry about logging into Facebook page to check messages. And don't create more profiles on other networks if you are not using them. For example, a huge mistake, large mistake small businesses are doing is they go up simply because someone else told, they go out and create they go and create profiles on all possible social networks. They create a Twitter profile, Pinterest, TikTok. Can we do a TikTok for our vet clinic? Don't do that. Yeah, do a TikTok profile for your vet clinic if you have someone to manage it. If you don't have someone to manage it, just creating a profile and leaving it blank will not help. It's actually negatively impacting your overall brand image. Right. Okay. Now, this a bit of a technical slide, so I'm not going to go into the detailed explanations here. These are some of the reasons how a social media crisis can get triggered. A product failure, right? Now, this slide is not particular to vet clinics. This is for any business. You promise something to your customer and you can't deliver it. Your product or the service fail, right? So then that can trigger a social media crisis if the customer goes out and start talking negatively about your brand. Pressure groups. There are pressure groups who can come and actually talk negatively about your brand. In your case, there are plenty of voluntary organizations, who animal welfare organizations and all that. So be careful when dealing with them. So they can become a pressure group for you. And legal actions. If a client sues you, that can get into social media at one point. So you have to be careful about that. And isolated complainers, like one nut individual go out and start complaining about your business, and someone comes and amplify it. So these are the origins of a typical social media crisis. So I'll make it quick. And how you what turns a trigger into a full-scale crisis? This is very important. The first one is your initial response, right? Your initial response is really important. If someone posts something negatively on your page or on someone else's page, don't react in a hurry. Just evaluate the situation. Will this get amplified? And always maintain your professionalism and emotional intelligence. I'll give you one example. What happened recently at House of Fashion? There was this incident. A customer got assaulted by the staff, and the video got released to social media. And after that, House of Fashion, what they did was they started defending their staff and themselves on their Facebook by coming and releasing CCTV footages and all that, putting the blame back on that customer. That will not help. It actually didn't help House of Fashion. More people came and started actually talking negatively about their brand. So initial response is important. Timing, I'm not going to explain that. Like the timing of the crisis happened, so it's a very broad context. I can't actually relate it to your business. For example, if a crisis happens for a brand while there are other more pressing issues on social media, nobody will care about your problem, right? Now during the fuel crisis, nobody talked about House of Fashion or anyone else's crisis. Everybody is focused on there. So the timing is important. Critical mass. How many people actually talk about the situation? And are there pressure groups who would want to amplify this situation, right? And in your case, the fourth one, the fifth one applies a lot. Empathy towards victim. Listen very carefully. Like if something happens to a pet, right? And if that goes negatively to your social media, negativity to social media, all the bystanders, all the people who are looking at this will always empathize towards the client who lost their pet. Doesn't matter how well you will scientifically explain it, the public will always empathize with the victim. That's the nature, the human nature, especially in Sri Lanka. That's the case. We saw this in many situations. I mean, I've handled several brand crisis situations, well-known crisis situations in Sri Lanka. In almost all those situations, we knew very well from the company side, they are not innocent, they are clear. legally clear. They are legally clear. But we can't go out and say that on social media because nobody will take the side of the company, because everybody takes the side of the victim. So that's something that you need to always keep in mind. So you have to mitigate it really well. So patience and emotional intelligence is the key thing. So these are the typical negative comments origins. Constructive criticism, people can constructively criticize you. Consumer revenge, someone got really pissed off about something happened and they come and try to take revenge on social media. Spam and competitor attack, I believe it's not something in your profession. I don't think it's happening in your profession, but in certain other things. Competitors create negative content about other businesses. So we face this for one of our largest clients sometime back. All the negative comments, if we trace it back, it goes back to a competitor. So this can happen. And there may be genuine issues from customers which you can actually handle really well. So how to handle it really well? So this is a chart that I would like to share. Now, when something negative about your clinic or your business goes on social media, ask the first question. Does it involve profanity or anything illegal? Someone comes and post something on your page which involves profanity, false language, and threatening to kill you or something, immediately you can delete it. No problem, go and delete it if that's the tone that they are coming in. But if they are talking in a much more better professional tone, making a complaint which is negative for you, ask yourself the question, is this problem can be fixed? Can you give this client a solution? If you can, don't delete the complaint, fix the problem and communicate it back to the client that you fixed it. So then you give them a solution, and once unhappy customer whose problem is solved later will become a better, happier customer next time. And if you can't fix this, now something has gone wrong, the client is pissed off and client is really professional in their communication and you can't fix it either, ask the question, can you guarantee this same problem will not happen again? Can you guarantee it from your end? If you can, apologize to the client publicly on your social media nicely and leave it at that point, and they will appreciate it. If you can't guarantee, now something really bad happened, the client is complaining in a professional tone and you can't fix it now and you can't guarantee that you are not going to do it again in the future. So then ask the question, is the person who complains can amplify this negativity further or not? If this is a one complainer who doesn't have much of social clout to amplify it, you can safely ignore this, but watch it, whether it's going to get amplified. If this person can amplify it further by taking it to a wider audience, then get into a private discussion. Don't go into a comment war on a public wall. Privately message the client, apologize for the situation, or call them, talk in apologetical tone, and try to resolve it through a private channel, private conversation. Don't try to go into a comment war on your Facebook page. That doesn't look well on the bystanders, because always I say in most of these social media trainings, something that I say, social media is a spectator's game. Meaning, when you have a tough client to handle on social media, your objective is not to hit your tough client on the face and knock him out. That's not your objective. Your objective is to make sure that the people who are looking at your conversation are on your side. So therefore, you have to be nice, you have to be professional, you have to be constructive. Let the client to be the person who whine and complain and all that. So the person who looks at it, they will come to the conclusion, look, this client is a real AH, while this vet is trying to help him, he's not actually taking the help. He's going on and on with all this nonsense, right? So that's where you have to drive your conversation. If you become the other side, so then it's going to damage your credibility and your brand as well. Right, so that's it. So I took about 10 minutes extra than what was planned. So this is my contact details. You can reach me out through this number on WhatsApp, or you can email me through amitha@amisampan.com for any follow-up questions. And I'm here happy to take any follow-up questions. If you have time, I have time, maybe about another 10-15 minutes. I'm happy to take few questions if there are any. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Amitha Amarasinghe, for the comprehensive and very interactive session we had today. And thank you for the participants as well. And I would like to open the floor for your questions. I think we have a very good time frame right now. So if you have any questions, you can forward it right at the moment. And yes, anyone has questions? Or you can type it in the chat bar so I can forward it to him. So Mr. Amitha, I actually wanted to ask you a few questions as well. So now that we are, like practicing as single vets in some clinics, so, like there are so much of apps we have to handle. So as I told you, like if we have not much financial ability to go to a separate person, is there any way or any app we can use to integrate all these apps together and, like have a easier way to handle all the messages or anything like that?
Yeah. What I recommend is now in Sri Lankan context, as I said, your Google business page, your Facebook page, and WhatsApp, these are the three most important things that you have to maintain. From all these three sources, you can bring all the messaging back to WhatsApp for Business account. Because even on your Google My Business Place or Google Business Place, you can add the WhatsApp number as your immediate contact method. Facebook page also the same thing, and then you give the same number to clients when it comes to WhatsApp. So get all the messaging to WhatsApp. That's the easiest thing, and then use some of those existing automation tools like automatic replies, putting it on away mode, and template messages. Through that, you will be able to do it, right? But if we go a little further, that's the thing. I mean, when you're managing it on your own, so all the other solutions available, that requires a lot more resources and time. Maybe you can integrate everything into a CRM, a customer relationship management software. Right now, for a business or for a hospital which is larger in scale, I'd recommend to go for a CRM integration like HubSpot. There is a CRM called HubSpot which we use for our institute. So that comes with a lot more interactive features like maintaining profiles for your clients. The entire history can be maintained in that profile. So those things can be actually used. Right. Hope I
Thank you for your
answered
answer. We do have another question coming from Dr. Nuwan Hevagamage. He's asking how to find a reliable freelance person for social media handling. How do we?
Right. Okay. So for that, it's like this now in Sri Lanka right now, there is no one common platform where we can do that. Usually you may have to put a post on your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and asking for someone to, I have an opening for a freelancer to manage my social media, something to that effect, and getting people to share it and get it through social channels. We don't have a common platform in Sri Lanka, but like I'll just put this in the chat. You can go to upwork.com. right now. You'll be able to find Sri Lankans on Upwork as well. Right now, Upwork is a freelancing platform where you can actually find freelancers for just anything. Right. Software developers, website developers, graphic designers, content writers, social media marketers. You'll find freelancers for anything. It's a global platform. What you can do is you can go there and post a job asking for a freelancer to work on your business and specify that you want someone based in Sri Lanka. So you will be able to get people in Sri Lanka who are registered on Upwork bidding your project. And then you can find someone. The only thing is you will have to maintain payments and communications through the WhatsApp platform, Upwork platform. But it's okay. According to Upwork terms and conditions, you are not supposed to directly contact them. But of course, once you get to know the person and all that, then you can directly start working with them since they are working in Sri Lanka, working from Sri Lanka. So those are some of the sources that I can share.
Thank you for your answer. Also, I would like to ask about, like any, say, like we do have seen so much of personalized attacks through social media, and especially being vets with compassion towards our patients, it's kind of difficult for our vets to handle. So is there any way for us to legally take, say, backups to, avoid these attacks, or to do something about it happening in, like public pages? I would like to know more about it.
Right, Dr. Yushika, actually that's a very common question, not only from your profession, from like I've been involved in this social media management for more than 10-15 years now. Like early days, the first question a client would ask is, can we take legal action? The moment they see something on social media negatively about it, can we take legal action? It's actually not possible unless you have hard evidence that it is maliciously done. Done in malicious intention to defame you as an individual or defame your business. If it's a customer complaint, there is nothing we can do about it because it goes along with freedom of speech on social media and all that. It's not, never done, right? So we have only managed to mitigate similar cases sometime back when racism was involved. Like, during previous couple of years, there were some social media content targeted at Muslim-owned businesses, and for a couple of such cases, we managed to actually get do some legal actions based on, okay, these people attacked certain people in our business on racism basis. So that's the only occasion that I saw a legal action being taken against someone who talks negatively about a brand. So it has to be managed, one-to-one all the time.
Thank you so much. Do we have any other questions?
Dr. Ishika, Dr. Susanta here.
Yeah, sure, doctor. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ms. Amitha, thank you very much. You're a very nice presentation, and I learned a lot from your presentation. And my question is basically, when you see our clinicians, when they found important and interesting cases from a client, sometimes they post them in the social media to show that their achievement without getting the consent from the client. So in that case, if client come and ask some compensation or something, how would we handle that situation?
Yeah, Dr. Susanta, actually, absolutely brilliant question. Actually, like again, not only in your profession, in your category, in Sri Lanka, again, we are not that concerned about customer privacy, right? We tend to put pictures of our customers, clients on social media without their consent and all that. So my suggestion is always maintain a policy of having client consent before publishing something on social media, right? Because rather than try to mitigate it after someone try to take an action, so always try to actually get the consent from client, because they will consent. Now, for example, in our business, in our institute, so we have video testimonials from our past students. Now, how does it happen is we get their consent in an email, and they give us consent to play these videos at events, use it as Facebook ads. So everything, they are fully aware that we are using their testimonials, and at any time they can revoke that. They write to us and ask, okay, so you use this for about a year now, please find a new person, right? Something like that. So likewise, even from your best clientele, you can actually talk to them and get some few clients to put like endorsements and all that. Through that, you can contain the possible damages rather than ad hocly sharing content of your client. I see someone raising hand.
Yes, Dr. Vijay, I think I'll unmute. You can unmute your microphone. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thanks Amitha for your nice presentation and everything. My question is, let's say some kind of social media crisis on the so many comments, so some may be for, some may be against, but in that case, at our profession, if some, let's say as example, if something going on so particular clinic, how the other professionals, especially vets, how they behave on that case with the ethics, and even sometimes some other personal issues, they may react differently, aggravate the condition. What is your recommendation as a profession? How do we behave in that such a situation?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, Dr. Vijay, I think that's again a brilliant question. I believe that's where your association SLVA can step in and have certain understandings among your colleagues, your professional colleagues, to maybe have kind of like a code of conduct, right? So this is how we help each other in situations like that, and refraining from commenting maybe. Now, I'll give you one example. I told you that we had a situation where one of our clients' negative comments or negative content was traced down to a competitor, right? That was one situation we faced some time back. Now, while I was working for Ogilvy, we got one client sent us a brief, asked us, can you create content defaming our competitor? So we categorically denied it. So because that's against our professional ethics as marketers. So we categorically denied it. It doesn't matter how much you are going to pay us, we won't do that, because in the professional ethics, that's not the way you lift up your business, right? By defaming someone else's business. So likewise, even within our team, within our advertising agency team, we had certain like code of ethics. Like for my team, I always say, if you see a competitor brand is being attacked on social media, when I say competitor brand, not another agency. Say for example, now we were handling Hema's consumer brands, and our client's competitor is Unilever. Now, if a Unilever brand is getting attacked on social media, so my team and myself, we refrain from commenting on social media, because the moment we comment negatively or add to that, there is a conflict of interest, because we are promoting Hema's products and we are commenting against Unilever products. There's a professional conflict of interest. So we had that code of ethics within our team, not to comment on any negative situation of a client's competitor even. So likewise, maybe from SLVA, you can come up with maybe not a lengthy document, maybe a one-pager code of ethics for using social media. In that, you can actually include some of these best practices and all that, which everybody agrees as an association, and everybody is aware. Sometimes what happens is, because people are not aware about these things, they won't think much. They won't think about the repercussions and the future consequences. Not thinking much, they might go out and write something. But when you have it in agreement as a code of ethics, everybody knows it, everybody is educated and can work as a common platform.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions? You can raise your hand, or you can simply type the question in the chat window. I do also have a kind request for you, Ms. Amitha, if you can share us sort of the email consent. Say we are actually using a lot of pictures and cases. So if there are any possibilities, if you can share us with share the writings of the consent, that will be great. So we can have it in Sri Lanka Veterinary Association. So if anyone wants to know, we can share it with them.
Sorry, I didn't get the last part.
The writings, so it's sort of like the contents of the consent form when we use any contents, media.
Sure. Which you have to send to your clients.
That's right.
Okay, I'll check a template and we'll definitely be able to share it with you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Awesome.
So since there are no other questions, I would like to thank Mr. Amitha Amarasinghe, especially for preparing such a interesting and interactive presentation today with us. And everybody is really thankful to you for giving such a nice opportunity. And I would like to thank you everyone for their kind participation. And so that is, we'll wind up for today. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yushika and SLVA for inviting me. And it's a great pleasure to talk to different professional groups, because we are also confined in one pillar. It's always refreshing to talk to different professional groups time to time, and that helps us also to understand how other industries work and all that. So it was I see it as a great opportunity for me also to talk to you today.
Yeah, Dr. Kaundika.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and Mr. Amitha, thank you very much. SLVA, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, and Dr. Kaundika, I think.
Dr. Yushika.
Dr. Kaundika will add some comments.
Formally, thanks.
Yes, actually, it's very much. I think today we had very wonderful presentation from my friend Mr. Amitha Amarasinghe. Actually, on behalf of SLVA, I would like to thank Mr. Amitha Amarasinghe, the co-founder of Digital Marketing Private Limited, Asia Pacific Institute of Digital Marketing. So actually, that 1.5 hours we went through your presentations. I mean, it's quite amazing. And most interesting thing was your real-time questionnaires, which make our audience alive. So actually, we would like to have these kinds of presentations in future as well. I'm sure that this kind of 1.5 hours is not that enough to have.
Dr. Kaundika, we can't hear you properly.
Yeah. Is it okay, Dr. Sugar? Hello?
No, it's okay. Now it's okay.
Okay. So once again, I must thank Mr. Amitha Amarasinghe for conducting today's webinar. And also, I must thank all our participants for today's webinar. All our membership, those who have participated from different parts of the world, with their busy schedules as well. So thank you very much for them. And also, if you have missed today's webinar, you can log into our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel, and you can have this presentation. So thank you very much, everybody. And it's bye for today. And until we meet from our next webinar, have a pleasant evening. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll conclude with this. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, Dr. Sugar.